Thank you for joining us on Still Standing. My name is Nakaira McCann, and today our guest is Miss Levesia Blocker. How are you today, Miss Blocker?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I am awesome. Thank you for coming on the show. I've seen some wonderful things that you are doing, and I'm just excited to talk about them today.
Awesome. Likewise, I am honored to be here. I've seen a lot of great things from you, and I'm honored and very grateful to be here. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. So, today we're going to talk about your business, serious about credit. But first, just tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, I am a credit repair agent stemming from my background of a 20-year real estate broker. So I did that. I got in the business when I was 21. So basically when I was a baby. And that's what I did for much of my career. I was a real estate broker, sales, owned my own office, managed offices. So that's what I did. That was my baby.
Wow, that seems amazing to just have to experience the real estate business. And now you're doing credit. So I guess that goes both hands in hand. So, what were some of the ups and sort of downs about real estate?
Well, real estate is a very rewarding business. For me, the highs were, the market was booming, everybody was buying and selling. Um, by me having been in it for that long, I experienced a lot of the highs and the lows, and it was really just a steady flow. But the low for me came at the crash of 2007, and I did hang in there a little bit longer, but that was my low in the business, and it was interesting.
Okay, so that was your low, and then you decided, oh, well, I'm just gonna go on over to credit
Well, no, I actually sort of teetered and to try to figure it out because I had been doing it for many years. It was what I knew and it was what I loved to do. So it was, trying to find something that would, how you kind of want to do something that sort of feeds your soul as well. And I wanted to have that same drive and passion that I was able to bring to the community um, that I had in real estate. So that's what this credit business brought for me.
now. Wow, so that's awesome that you're impacting your community. So, what sort of inspired you to start your business?
It was my sister. It was my sister. She invited me to the opening of her credit business, and I was like, "Wow, this is amazing!" And she offered a lot of good information. I saw the team that she was working with, and I felt at home. I felt like this is what I have been looking for, and I jumped right in.
That is amazing. So, you say you started it because of your sister. What drives you to continue to do it? What drives you? Like what keeps you going? Like is it the people lives being changed? Like what things drive you?
Well, that's it. That's absolutely it. When I was in real estate, I dealt with a lot of people. I worked in the inner city, the west side of Chicago, of which I was born and raised and still live. And in that community, you see a lot of people that don't have a lot of credit or finance money background. So it reflected when they went to buy a home. So when I came across this business, I said, wow, honestly, if I'd had this business when I was in real estate, I would still be in real estate today.
Wow.
Because, yes, ma'am. It was the one major thing that deal after deal that we kept running into that people couldn't buy a home or they bought a far lesser home than they should have been able to buy because they were getting lower credits or higher credit uh, interest rates because they had lower credit scores.
Right, right. I definitely see where you're coming from with that. So what impact does so have people who don't have good credit? So of course you get denied for just different things, houses, cars, loans. So how does your credit business, how is that impacting and changing people's lives?
Well, Nakira, that's one of the things I like about you. I like that you aren't afraid to speak on a topic that many people aren't speaking on, and that is mental illness. And I'm not saying bad credit causes mental illness, but what I definitely will say, it can make you go crazy. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have your money in order, you dodging this creditor call, and you're paying for 3 cars when you only bought one. That kind of craziness. Your child needs stuff at school, and your wife want a new dress, or your husband want a new whatever. Money issues, they pile up, and they have a great impact on how we move in life when we don't have our money together.
Absolutely. I definitely see how money could cause stress. And so, do you have any specific services as to people who battle mental illness, like ways to help them specifically, or is it just an overall thing?
We don't have, let's say, a product that says that is packaged to say this is for mental illness. But what we definitely do know is that once you get your sort of financial life together, you can kind of see clearly on other things. And I wouldn't even kind of try to come close to understanding, that arena, if you will, of science and medicine or what have you. But so we don't have a product that specifically speaks, that has that as the tagline, but we have many products. We have over 12, 13 products that speak to getting your money together, which can, bring happiness and joy in your life.
Wow, that is amazing. Can you speak on just a couple of the products?
Sure. One I like to talk about first is it's called YFL, Youth Financial Literacy, where we actually go into the schools. Well, we'll probably be zooming into the schools right now, but where we actually go into the schools and talk to the young people about money. And it's a lot of what many of us just did not have. I feel like it's the conversations. We have one of our business partners posted today that her 18-year-old son was opening a business. 18 years old, we're trying to get the new J's. What? So that's what, you know what I mean? That's what the business, the YFL, it's bringing the conversation to the household, not just to the person who got grown and understood, I need to get my money together and I'm going to open a business and do all these wonderful things. Our YFL does a scholarship every year. We, give money to children to help them go to college from 8th grade to a freshman, a sophomore in college, freshman in college. I got to get that part correct. They're going to get me for that. But yeah, but we definitely help people, young people. So that's the product that is our baby. We're most proud of that because we know it starts at the ground.
That is amazing. Your company is doing such amazing things. Can you just speak a little more on the scholarship? How do is that through just school, or what is the scholarship?
Well, the scholarship this year we actually did over $400,000 in scholarships. Yes, ma'am. We did over $400,000. So the scholarship is, just you have to be within that class bracket, and you submit. It's YFL. You submit online to become a part of it, and it's just, it's an application of questions and like a letter. So that's it, and then you're picked, so to say.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us, and this is just amazing. I'm excited to talk a little more about this with you. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Still Standing, and today we've been talking with Miss Levesia Blocker with her credit business, Serious About Credit. Miss Levesia, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Absolutely a pleasure.
So we've been talking a little bit about your business. You've done some real estate, and you've also have scholarships for people. And I think that that is amazing. We talked a little bit about mental health, mental illness. I just want to touch a little more on that. In what ways have your company impacted people with mental illness?
Well, you know what? Very interesting that you asked that because I'm going to talk about me. Like I said, I did real estate for 20 years, and I had a time and space in which I wasn't, I was kind of lost, if you will, and not really doing something that fulfilled me. So for me, it came along at a time, and I'm just going to keep it 100. It really saved me. It gave me a vehicle in which I can get behind and feel like I can do this. And not only that, I will be helping other people reach a major goal that many people want. Your home is like, your space, your little private heaven, if you will. And if that's not in order, it can wreak havoc in your life. So to be able to have that sense of ownership, or to be where you would like to be because you can either afford it, or you have the means to do it in terms of the wherewithal, knowledge wise. So for me, it became a vehicle that gave me a passion to work towards.
Wow, that is amazing. That's awesome. That, in life is good to have a passion, something you can
Yeah.
believe in. Like you said, something you can stir that will and get to your destination. So I commend you, to have came from that struggle and to just be, wanting to continue to do great things. So don't let your past or anything that you've been through hold you back. Just continue to keep pressing forward.
Wow. So well said. That's it. I remember one time someone asked me, how did I think about something, or what did I feel about something? How did I get through something? What kind of information would I offer somebody that was going through something? And just off the top, I said, keep going. This was probably about 10 years ago, before it became, popular on social media. You see it all the time, keep going. But really what struck me, I heard that it was something that Harriet Tubman said. So when I heard that she said it, didn't remember, it was probably, in my psyche from the past or whatever. But, it certainly wasn't a conscious thought. But when I heard that she said, I said, well, this is it. You have to keep going. Don't let your present determine your future. Don't let your past determine your future. Keep going and working yourself up out of that situation and getting a host of good information. When you hear good information, it might sound big or whatever, like, how could I accomplish that? Little by little, keep going. Keep going. Don't give up on your dreams.
Wow, that is amazing. That speaks volume to me, having to been diagnosed with a mental illness at the age of 20 and different struggles, being in isolation for 18 hours and, keep going. That's it.
Yeah.
Keep going. Don't give up. Don't let it deter you from where you want to go. Just keep going. So that is beautiful. So back to your credit building
Mhm.
business, serious about credit. So what are do you do you host seminars, or where people can come out and do seminars, do one-on-one workshops, or how does that work?
Well, we have a beautiful business in that people can literally sign up online in 5 minutes or less and get the process underway. Our company has been in business for over 15 years, and we are with the times. We're electronically inclined, where you don't have to sit in someone's office and, go through the paperwork, and, they have to go over your credit, what line by line. We're far more, advanced, and basically we're not tabletop kitchen service credit repair. I don't have anything against that, but I'm just answering the question to, it's a 5 minute sign up online and you're off and running. We have a company that handles the entire process. So I myself, my business partners will never see your credit. So you could keep your situation, and nobody's going to speak on it unless you speak of, but many of our customers, they come back and they say, oh my God, they want to tell the world because they've been burdened with this debt, this hindrance. We've had people to get child support, bankruptcies, tax liens, and they come back and they tell us because, that could revolutionize your life. You get these things off. You can go get a car, you go get a house, whatever it is that you want. When you have the money, we've had people to have been on their jobs for many years, and you think they're doing great because they got this wonderful job, but they can't buy anything because they're not credit worthy.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying, and that's awesome. You help people with child support. That's like the number one, biggest thing out here. Child support, child support, child support. So how do you help with that? Like, that is just awesome. Is it just you pay a fee each month and then you sort of work on it, or how does that work?
Absolutely. We do have a startup cost, it's a nominal fee, and then we have a monthly fee for as long as you need the services. And we recommend that people, keep the services for 3 months at least, to make sure that things are getting done based on your situation. Every situation is different. But our services, we have so many. We have a budgeting and online budgeting. Again, many of us weren't taught to budget. And, it just sounds like, oh, you got money over here and you're spending over here. But it's so much more to it when you're seeing what you're spending, when you see that you've spent X amount at the famous coffee shop and the sister loves some cafe. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cafe queen. That would have been my other business. But when you see, like, my babies and I, we did this because we just became Starbucks fanatics. I brought my son a Starbucks card for I believe it was his 16th birthday. And we weren't really Starbucks people, but when we got that card, it's like we was in, and we was going so much. My son got to gold, and we was like, okay, we getting free stuff. And then look at you done spend $100 to get a $10 cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I don't want to say dummy, but you know what I mean? It's that kind of stuff that you don't see, but when you budget, you can see your money, and it makes you pull back a little bit. So we have an online budgeting. We have, oh my God, we have a will and trust. Many people pass away and they don't have these things in place, and it wreaks havoc through the household because I wanted that and this, that, and the other. So, we have many, many products that will help on different levels.
Well, that is awesome, and we'll talk a little bit more about these products, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Still Standing. I am your host, Nakaira McCann, and today we've been talking with Miss Levesia Blocker about her credit business, serious about credit. So you've been saying some wonderful things, Miss Blocker, about things that you're helping people with child support, just a lot of great things. And one thing you had mentioned before was a will. So you help people with wills. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we have a will and trust. And again, all of our products, they are online. So you would fill out that report of, what you want and how you want things to be, and you send it in. And it's included in our services. And that's a product that, lawyers and, people that prepare those documents, they charge a hefty fee for. And you get it with your credit building services.
Wow. So how much is this fee, if I can ask? Like, what's the fee that people have to pay? Okay.
Sure. Absolutely. It's $188 to get started. Our course is not course, but our program offers 13 products that you would use with that $188 startup fee, and then it's $89 a month. So that's why oftentimes when their credit is good, they've gotten all the negatives off of there, they stay on with us because we have credit protection. So that means somebody tries to steal your credit or do something like that. We have $1 million coverage that if they try to do that, you're covered. We have where you need a credit card to start to build your credit. because many people, because their credit is so bad, that they don't have anything established because they weren't able to get anything. So when you go into my credit, creditors want to see a history. So we have product trade lines that you can use to get that done.
Wow, that is amazing. You guys are offering some great, great services and child support, wills, different things. Like, I just, awesome, Ms. Blocker. Just continue to keep going, continue to help people, because as you help others, you definitely help yourself. So, what are some success stories? Do you have some stories and some success stories that people that it helped? Any specific ones?
Yes, yes, yes. In my own family, I've seen how it has been a blessing to us. One in particular, a family member of mine, they have always had to have a co-signer, and I don't think they've ever bought a vehicle on their own, and they were able to go out and purchase a vehicle in their own name, and they were just really astounded that they were able to do that, because when you're constantly depending on other people, you really lose your sense of independence. And they went to buy the car, and even during the process, they didn't realize that they were getting this car on their own credibility. And that was exciting to them. They called, they were like, oh my God, guess what? And it was after they actually had the car and, and saw how things broke down. I mean, that's empowering. We have so many like amazing stories, but I have them in my own family and my own personal clients, people being able to get things. One, the child support case. And that was huge because he's my business partner. He's my mentor as well. And he said, Illinois is one of the most notorious states for child support. And for him to have gotten that off, and we know that child support, is it's a mandatory thing. It's like taxes. You're gonna pay that, okay? So for him to have gotten that off, it's a burden that's lifted. It's something that's debilitating, and to get it off, we've had people to get tax liens off. One young lady, she said she thought she would never get that off. Over $40,000 tax liens, student loans, and see, oftentimes we just don't know. You don't know what you don't know, and we don't know the tax laws. So our company knows the tax laws, and they do all that legwork for us, where we think we're so burdened down that we can't, this is mine, I did that. But there are still laws in place that we're not mistreated in the process of our wrong or our, situation that wasn't, let's say, our fault. But we're still being asked to pay for things that we weren't even responsible for, like credit fraud.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. So please, if you're listening, check out her business, Serious About Credit. How can people get in contact with you? This is such an amazing opportunity.
Absolutely. You can actually go right on my website. It's Serious About Credit. That's SeriouSaboutCredit.com. Serious About Credit. And for your listeners, if they give me a call and mention your station, your program, I will definitely have a discount for them of $50. So if they want to get started, mention you, and definitely I'll have that for them.
Wow.
Or they can call me 872-731-6350. But the website gives them, they can sign up. There's all of the products that we have is listed there, and they can get going.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Blocker. I really enjoyed this show, and I hope you come on again. And I just wish you much success in everything that you do.
Awesome. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right. Thank you for joining us today on Still Standing. We'll see you next time.